Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Friday, July 29th. Do have a red flag warning in effect for some afternoon scattered thunderstorms across the mountainous terrain with a dry and warm weekend in store. Cooler temperatures and increasing chances for precipitation will follow for next week. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today. Do have warm weather continuing at least through the start of August with afternoon highs in the upper 80s to near 100 degrees each afternoon. Winds will stay predominantly less than 15 to 25 miles an hour outside of the thunderstorm outflow boundaries, with potential heat advisory concerns as we get towards Sunday, with widespread highs above 90 to 95 degrees. Red flag warning that we saw yesterday does continue for this afternoon and evening. Again, that's going to be the Central Mountains, Eastern, and Southeast Highlands, so up along the Montana border, Wyoming border, and through the Central Mountains. Lightning and gusty winds could accelerate new and existing fires, so certainly something to keep an eye on today. And we do have the chance for some monsoonal moisture arriving into early next week. So after a fairly dry weekend with above normal temperatures, do the monsoonal moisture starting to work in for Monday afternoon and becoming more widespread for Tuesday and Wednesday. Increasingly scattered showers and thunderstorms will begin around that Monday time frame, and again becoming more widespread around Tuesday and Wednesday, with cooler, more seasonable temperatures as afternoon highs go back into the 70s to upper 80s. Satellite this morning, outside of a few isolated showers across the South Hills and lower Snake Plain this morning, skies are mostly clear. We will see increasing clouds towards this afternoon. Across the higher terrain, you'll see those towering cumulus as the instability helps generate some afternoon thunderstorms today. And as those drift out into the Snake Plain here, we do have the potential for some gusty outflow winds. And we saw that yesterday with winds up to around 40 to 45 miles an hour as those storms exited and began descending onto the Snake Plain. Weather risk outlook for today. So the main threat for today is going to be those afternoon thunderstorms for the entire forecast area, with a red flag warning in effect for portions of most of the higher country. For Saturday and Sunday, mainly just concerns are going to be that continuing air quality alert in effect for Lemhi County, with potential heat advisory concerns around that Sunday time frame for the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. Monday and Tuesday, monsoonal moisture does arrive, and where that brings is more scattered to widespread coverage, especially as we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday, for precipitation chances with a return to breezy winds. Lightning and max wind gusts yesterday. So as you can see yesterday, we saw some gusts up to around 30, 35 miles an hour in the Central Mountains. But as you got onto the Snake Plain, gusts up to around 40 to 50 miles an hour were observed, with a gust up to 68 miles an hour just across the border there. And with that, you can see the lightning strikes had 248 cloud-guard lightning strikes yesterday. So as far as a really good coverage across much of the higher terrain, Magic Valley especially, out towards Shoshone. You'll notice on that first image there on the cover slide that was taken yesterday in Shoshone and put on quite the lightning show with that storm as it tracked out of the Central Mountains. Also saw widespread lightning coverage across the southeast and south hills, and we should expect a similar trend today as storms and gusty outflow winds predominantly favor the upper Snake Plain, but could see those potential kind of expanding into the Magic Valley. Fire and smoke maps. This is kind of an updated look at our regional wildfires burning in central Idaho. So we got the moose, wolf fang, and wood tick currently all expanding, and we do have at least the three there. We're bringing some increased haze and smoke to the upper atmosphere. Some breezy afternoon winds might help clear that out, but you might see some lingering haze as we continue into smoke season here in the west. Day 1 severe outlook today. So there's chance for thunderstorms across the entirety of southeast Idaho for today, but that definitely changes as we get towards the weekend. For Saturday, those storm chances are going to shift further north and east, with best chances east of the Continental Divide. For your Sunday, we are surrounded on our southern extent, and that will be a sign of things to come. So these chances for precipitation, especially thunderstorms, will be working into our area, so we might be surrounded by it on Sunday, but that will be working north as we get towards Monday and Tuesday. Watches, warnings, and advisories currently in effect. So do that red flag warning again for much of the high country of southeast Idaho, with excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in effect for much of western, central, and northern Idaho. Could see those expand further east here. We're still looking at about 5 to 10 degrees above normal for us, but might see those potential heat advisory concerns return for Sunday with diminishing temperatures as we get towards next week. Kind of breaking out that timing for yesterday, so it should be a pretty similar story for timing of those thunderstorms for today. So this afternoon, as far as noontime, start to see those towering cumulus, especially across the mountains, and those will generate in afternoon thunderstorms south and east of the Snake Plain and in the Central Mountains. And as those storms begin to develop, we do have the potential. They're mostly going to be a mix of dry and wet thunderstorms with a good amount of lightning, especially as they begin to intensify towards later this afternoon. As these storms develop and break out onto the Snake Plain, main concern for some gusty outflow boundaries is going to be existing as these storms begin to descend onto the Snake Plain and begin to diminish, and those gusty outflow winds when they are ended up as far as collapsing onto the Snake Plain. And that threat does continue through this evening as we can see those storms tracking further east towards Idaho Falls, Pocatello, and making their way over to the eastern highlands for later this evening. But as we go towards 10 o'clock tonight, those storms will track further southeast. So storms starting up in the north, northwest, and the high country. Storms generally be moving about that south-southeast orientation throughout the day. And by 10 p.m., it looks like all the showers and thunderstorms, outside of a few lingering clouds here and there, should be there mostly out of the region, with clear skies filling in for your weekend. High temperatures today should be pretty similar to what you saw yesterday, mid-80s to low 90s in the mountains. And as you get down towards the Snake Plain, should be the mid to upper 90s, pushing 100 degrees in the Magic Valley. For Saturday, it looks like those temperatures are going to be even warmer across much of the region. So temperatures warmed up by a degree or two in the mountains, from down in the 80s to mid-90s in the mountains. And again, Snake Plain, mid-90s to low 100s. On Sunday, this is looking like it's going to be one of the warmest days this week. Got forecast highs well into the 90s for almost every single forecast point. Island Park is holding on there by 2 degrees, but could see that drop as far as headed towards Sunday. But again, widespread highs will be in the 90s to low 100s for your Sunday afternoon, with things to change as we get towards next week. For Monday, afternoon highs are slightly cooler, not as noticeable as what we're going to see Tuesday and Wednesday, but as you get towards Monday, temperatures cool off by about 3 to 5 degrees, back into the upper 80s to upper 90s. Wind gusts on Monday, so as that monsoonal moisture and that more saturated air mass does work its way into our area, it's got to get here somehow, so we're going to have those breezy winds beginning to kick off Monday afternoon, widespread up to about 20 to 25 miles an hour, with locally stronger gusts associated with thunderstorms. High temperatures on Tuesday, so here's where we actually dip below normal for many locations. So we're back into the 70s to upper 80s for your Tuesday. May hold on to a 90 degree or two out towards Twin Falls and Shoshone, but outside of that, looking much more comfortable for your Tuesday afternoon. Wind gusts on Tuesday, so with that, we're going to have the best chances for widespread precipitation impacts on Tuesday, beginning to spread out into the lower elevation zones. Biggest QPF as far as the largest QPF as of right now, staying south and east of the Snake Plain with some additional impacts further north, but more noticeably next week will be the increased chances for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing into Monday and Tuesday overnight and through the middle part of next week, maybe lingering into the later part of next week, and we kind of as far as following that over the next few days to kind of track as far as how next week's going to play out towards the end of the week. In summer, this morning, do have warm weather continuing through the start of August. Do have the potential for some heat advisory concerns. Currently, western Idaho and the Panhandle are currently dealing with excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. We're staying above normal here in southeast Idaho, with again that potential as that high pressure ridge does shift further east for those very above normal temperatures to begin working into our area. Red flag warning is in effect for this afternoon and evening for the Central Mountains, eastern and southeast highlands. Main concern on that again is going to be the lightning and gusty wind potential, which could accelerate new and existing fire growth. Monsoonal moisture arrives for next week with increasing scattered showers and thunderstorms. Slightly cooler temperatures in the 70s to upper 80s return for your Tuesday, with best chances for widespread precipitation both Tuesday and Wednesday. And that wraps up your weather briefing for today, Friday, July 29th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome weekend.